Hey guys, we tried to release a video on YouTube this week that was a piece of Japanese television that was pretending to be like a documentary, but in actual fact was obviously a paid advertisement. It was quite clear. However, it got blocked on YouTube by Fuji TV. YouTube has a pretty effective system for stopping people using other people's content. However, that particular video was actually only an extract of that television program, and it didn't include any of the audio at all. It was just purely some of the imagery from that particular program. And the problem with YouTube that we have is that the American law about all these sorts of things is really strict, and YouTube's got these systems to sort of enforce it. And then, however, you do have a right to review things like TV shows. So you can what do they call that? When you can appeal it. You can appeal it to YouTube and say, oh look, it's under the reviewing rules. You know, we're allowed to review it, and that they look at it and then maybe they'll release it. But we found over the years it's a waste of time. You know, some of you have been with us for a while would know that over the years we've had lots of videos removed from YouTube for various ridiculous reasons. It's just because their systems are all automated and designed just to catch anything that might be sus. And as a result, a lot of innocent videos get removed from YouTube all the time. And then they don't have enough staff to review them all manually. So it's just their automated systems. It all works on numbers, doesn't it? So unless you're one of the big high-paid $1 million a year YouTubers who get actual support from their staff, little guys like us are just irrelevant. And we've learned over the years it's just a waste of time. Some of you might remember years ago we had a video removed because it had monkeys in it, and it got removed because of nudity, right? Because the monkeys had no clothes on, okay? Right? And there's no point, you know, we used to try to appeal, you know, we go through their systems, their processes to try and appeal ridiculous decisions like that, but rarely did we get any sort of response. It was just a waste of time. So we gave up on that. Years ago we gave up on that. The first thing we try to do is avoid anything that's going to get us in trouble with them. So as a result, you sort of miss out on a lot of videos that we used to make. Like, we don't make as many of the interview videos anymore because they always seem to lead to hassles. There's a lot of things that we don't show you anymore that we'd like to show you, but we just don't, because the risk of getting hassled on YouTube's too high. You know, there's not a lot of freedom on YouTube. However, what we did years ago in response to our fears about YouTube and the way we get treated by YouTube is we started a channel on Dailymotion. And Dailymotion is sort of like a version of YouTube, but it's French owned. And interestingly, the French seem to have a lot more freedoms and a lot less strict. They're a lot less strict on people's expression and what sort of videos you're allowed to make. So we've posted all our videos for the last few years, get posted on YouTube and then on Dailymotion. So what we did this week was, when this video about the dodgy Japanese TV was blocked by Fuji TV, we posted on Dailymotion, and then we gave it to our patrons. So while we're on this too, obviously, if it wasn't for our patrons on Patreon, and if it wasn't for our supporters on PayPal, we wouldn't still be making videos. We would have stopped making videos years ago, right? So there's actually a stop sign where this flag man is. He's doing what the stop sign does. Good job, mate. Good job. But yeah, if it wasn't for our patrons and our PayPal supporters, we would have stopped making videos years ago. So we think they deserve to be treated, get extra treatment. So we make sure every PayPal or Patreon comment gets read on Patreon or from emails from PayPal, and we make sure that any sort of content like this that we want to make sure that they get, we send it to them. So our patrons and our PayPal supporters have already seen that Fuji TV video. We've already made sure that they got to see it. We sent it to them. So that's first. I want you guys to be aware of that. That obviously we give those guys sort of preferential treatment because they deserve it. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be watching this video now. So they deserve special preferential treatment. Also, the people who follow us on Facebook and Twitter, they get to see our videos as well, because if we post them somewhere else, because we always share them on there as well. So the point of this video is just to let you know, if you want to make sure that you never miss any of our stuff, you know, if you support us on Patreon or PayPal, you won't miss anything. And just be aware that, you know, we just have to be so careful, because over the years we've had strikes and all sorts of punishment from YouTube unfairly. Some of you have been with us a long time will know, you know, that, you know, we had our comments disabled for 2 years to protect children, and at the time, you know, everybody was saying, what the hell have you guys done? Because those of you who have seen all our videos will know we've never done anything to put children at risk or to scare children or do anything to children. Nobody has to protect children from us. So the us that makes the videos actually includes a couple of children, ironically. So yeah, look, that's the point of this. That's the point of this, guys. If you support us on Patreon or PayPal, you won't miss a video, because if we can't post it on YouTube, we'll post it on Daily Motion, and then we'll share it to our patrons and our PayPal supporters to make sure you get to see it. So, and those of you who do make videos yourselves and put them on YouTube, be careful, because those guys are ruthless. You know, they talk about freedom and free speech and expression and creator. They stopped calling us video makers a long time ago, and they call us creators, and they call the videos content. But they're really strict, because their main concern isn't about our freedoms and our freedom of speech or anything else. Their main concern is about their advertisers. That's their main concern. So it's all based around keeping their advertisers happy. So they've got all these automated systems that if there's any doubt about anything, it just blocks you from putting up your video, you know. So we live in fear of that, because, you know, you can get your channel shut down at YouTube at a moment's notice for absolutely no reason at all, and they have no chance of getting it back. So we live in fear of that, which is why we've got our other channel, and why we like to keep this communication going with our viewers through Patreon and PayPal and other avenues, because we don't trust YouTube. If we wake up one day and our YouTube channel's gone, we're going to keep making videos, but, you know, it won't be on YouTube, will it? So anyway, that was a heads up on that. That's the end of that. More videos coming soon.